are back with our second conversation for this morning, and this is an exciting one.
It is.
Sabrina, we have the Female Farmer of the Year 2024 in studio with us, Miss Sarah Chubb. Such an honor to have you, Miss Chubb, as well as Mr. Louis Pook, who is the Communications Director at the Ministry of MAFSE. Let me just leave it at that, and he'll tell us what that means.
Food Security and Enterprise.
Exactly, that's exactly what
But thank you guys so much for stopping by. If I remember correctly, Mr. Pook said, you know, these Farmer of the Years, they're not always excited to come and do media presentations because we're taking them out of their element.
Yep.
They're busy. They have their work to do. So we want to say, first of all, Miss Sarah, thank you so much for agreeing to sit with us this morning. And again, congratulations to you.
Thank you, and good morning.
Yes.
All right.
So let's start with it. We're back. The Agriculture and Trade Showground is here once again. It's one of the highlights of the year for the Ministry of Agriculture, for farmers across this country. Mr. Pook, let's talk a bit about it and the anticipation being built leading up to this weekend.
Yes, good morning, Paul, and good morning, Sabrina. It's always a pleasure to be with you, and we're so happy that you agreed kindly to have us on your show again, because we were here last week.
Yeah, just Friday.
Yeah.
Last week, we signed a contract with Sabrina for her to participate in the bull riding competition at rodeo.
Yeehaw, Paul.
We will not let her go.
Uh-huh.
So we are coming to remind the public about that first.
You know how to ride bulls, Sabrina?
I'm going to YouTube it the
Have
day.
you been in any rodeo in your life?
I'm going to YouTube that the day too.
It's just the celebrity power of saying that that I think will make people have to go to the agriculture show this year.
Mr. Pook, I don't think so. People love the agriculture shows that much that you really don't need a celebrity presence there. They're looking forward to this weekend.
Well, we would have wanted to have both of you there because I will gripe up about Paul again. He was our celebrity MC last year and did a wonderful job. And we wanted to have him again this year. And imagine Paul as MC and you riding bull in the rodeo.
I don't think I've enjoyed a hosting gig as much as I did that one last year.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you asked me to talk a bit about the show because this morning really the focus is on Miss Sarah and the Farmer of the Year. And I will tell you, by the way, Sabrina, I'm glad you opened up with how hard farmers work and what it is that it takes to get them, for example, here. I have had to compromise to go to Miss Sarah's farm to do the share of work that she's missing now. So I'm in trouble right now.
Miss Sarah said, look, you know what, get me for free. You have to work for it, Mr. Pook.
Indeed. Farmers wake up at 5 in the morning, 5:30, and they go to the field first thing. And they produce the food that we eat. Thanks to the work, the hard work that farmers like Miss Sarah does, and the other two Farmers of the Year, Mr. Aldana from Corozal and Miss Escobar from the Cayo district. Thanks to that hard work, we are food secure in Belize. But let's talk a bit about the agriculture show. The anticipation is building up. Lots to do, lots to see. It's 2 days of excitement. It starts, of course, on the Friday with the official opening ceremonies where Mrs. Chubb and the other two Farmers of the Year will be featured. They will be sashed during those opening ceremonies. On Saturday, they will receive their prizes. Saturday, of course, all the excitement starts with horse race in the afternoon, dog show starting throughout the whole of Saturday. We talked a bit about that last year. On Sunday, the dog show continues. We have the rodeo taking place, the main rodeo starting on Sunday afternoon. Of course, it starts with the children's rodeo from the Saturday as well. The dog show continues. And throughout the whole 2 days, we have lots of excitement, lots of things to do, deals from all over the place. Sunday culminates around 4 o'clock with the raffle of the
2024 pickup
Ford Ranger XL. Diesel
$50,
standard. By the way, I didn't say it last time, but I'll say it for this show. Duty. You won't be charged duty on the truck, and you have a whole year of comprehensive insurance that comes along with the truck if you win it.
What?
Wow.
Sabrina was telling me that she has the guaranteed lucky ticket.
Yes, I think I'm going to get it, Paul.
You bought
the other, so
You're gonna buy.
I'm gonna buy.
Paul, she has already advised the people in Boom that she's going to make a scene when she wins the truck.
Just
Blowing
parade.
hard. Exactly.
But I have to also YouTube how to drive a stick shift. But it's fine. I'm gonna learn in time.
Right. So that's about the show. Those are some of the attractions that are coming up,
Yes.
and we hope people will make it on Saturday and Sunday in droves, because we expect upwards of 40,000 people to be there
Yeah.
for the rodeo, for the excitement, and of course to see farmers like Mrs. Chu,
No.
because the agriculture show initially,
Yeah.
the core of the show is all about the farmers, who they are, the farmers of the year, what farmers do, the produce that farmers take to the show, the vegetables, the prize animals that they take to be displayed.
Now we're gonna spend a bit more time reminding viewers about what can be expected at the show. But I want to get back to Miss Sarah, because I want to know a bit more about your story, Miss Sarah. When did you get into farming, and how is it that you why is it that you decided to, test those green thumbs and see if they're actually working?
Well, first of all, I would like to say thank God to God that who give me this privilege to get up every morning and do what I enjoy doing. So from an early age, my mother was a farmer, my parents was a farmer, so I grew up in this growing, and eventually I just do it and continue doing it.
So what was childhood like for you? Where did you grow up, and what were some of the chores that you had to do growing up?
Well, from early go to school and in the farm as well. Get up, do a little bit of chores, go to school, come back and do the same thing. And so I learn, and I am doing that for my kids as well. So they
yes.
have that.
So your kids are also following in that
Yes,
step.
my
What-
kids.
What do you think about women doing that type of what we would say hard labor, getting their hands dirty and farming?
Does it feel like hard labor?
Well, to me, it doesn't feel that hard because I feel I am enjoying it, doing at the same time. I'm at home, I'm a wife, a mother, so I take it as a venture, doing home and doing something useful for my time and for my family.
What do you enjoy about farming?
Everything, Sabrina, everything.
Yeah. You know, Miss Sarah, you have to give me some advice, because I grew up around a grandmother that had that green thumb, but I can't even let a cactus stay alive.
Why?
What's the trick?
Well, I can't tell you about that one because for me, in my farm, my house, my mother loved flowers. She grew up planting flowers and bringing to the market. But I am the only daughter that does not have a flowers in her yard, in my yard. So I actually just take that part away and stay with the vegetable and fruits and whatsoever.
But I like that. I like that, Miss Jo, because you're practical. You can't eat these
Flowers.
flowers.
I
But you
agree.
eat the vegetables.
Maybe
so
that's what I need to try.
That's
Yeah,
my
maybe
mindset.
I leave you with my sisters with that part because
Yeah.
some of these do that.
Right.
Yeah,
Now
but-
what? Tell me a bit about what you have on your farm.
Well, I have a little bit of everything. I have coconuts, mangoes, sawasap, sapadili, wax apple, a variety of each and different fruits. For example, I choose to do that because sometimes you don't have, for example, the custard apple is not every season. So when you have different crops, you have every certain time you have what crop that is in.
You know what I think is so important, Miss Chub, about farm life is not only, I imagine, the joy that it brings to you to see these seeds produce and grow, but also the fact that you're able to live sustainably as well. You're able to provide food for yourself without really going to a market and purchasing anything. Is that something that was important to you as a farmer?
Yes, exactly.
And
She plants vegetables at home as well. She has sweet pepper, she has cucumber, she has tomato. At home, Mrs. Chubb has about 10 acres around in where she lives, the plot where she lives. But she also is a commercial farmer. She plants 30 acres of planting for sale at the market in Bomba, a little bit up the road from where she lives in Boston. So in terms of farming, she sustains her house with the vegetables and the fruit that she has in her backyard, but she also farms on a larger scale with those plantains for the market. Mrs. Chubb takes these things to market on a regular basis in Belize City. That's her major market.
So we could find you at the Belize City Market here in Belize City?
At Michael Finnegan Market.
Okay.
Michael Finnegan
Yes.
Market, that's
I'll
what I
look
was
for you
looking
there.
for.
By
How often?
every Saturday by the canal side, East Canal,
Okay.
right down that area.
And this is your livelihood?
Yes.
Mr. Pook, what does the ministry look for each year when they are trying to identify the farmer of the year? What does it take to be a farmer of the year?
It's a process where the extension officers in each district look at things like, is the farmer using whatever it is that they farm for or farm with? Is it a livelihood? Is there sustainability? Are there elements of resilience in what the farmer is doing? How complete of a farmer is the agriculturist that they are looking at, right? In other words, all right, you have fruit, you have vegetables, you have livestock. What is it? What is your spread? All of those things count. In the case of Mrs. Chubb, for example, she has her fruit, she has vegetables, she has pigs on her farm. And as I explained, she also does commercial farming with the plantains. She uses her vegetables for sustainability, to sustain her family. They eat off it, but she also sells the excess to the people around. And again, her farm, she attends to it all year round. She works with her vegetables, with her fruit continuously. So it's not a matter of, she plants a mango tree and then left the mango tree and that's it. She attends to these things on a regular basis. And she uses elements of agricultural technology. She has irrigation on her farm, for example. She has her own well, and her well takes water to her plants to make sure that they survive. And she works with the extension officers to make sure that she does training in things like how to use biofertilizers, pest control, and so on. Meaning that instead of using pesticides, you try to minimize that and use natural means of fertilizer. For example, you mix sawdust with molasses and things like that to make the plants
So she ensures that she's also eco-friendly
exactly.
as well.
All of that counts as part of the criteria for why they recommend you for Farmer of the Year.
Doing this on an annual basis, does it ever become challenging having to assess all these potential Farmer of the Year candidates? And is there something where you identify the work of one farmer and something jumps out and you says, yes, this is the person you're looking for?
The judges have told us that that is indeed the case, Paul, that sometimes you have 2 or 3 excellent candidates. And so who to choose, particularly when it comes to the criteria, it becomes a bit difficult. But of course, they have their judging criteria, their points and so on. And then often what you're talking about, that, something stands out from one particular farmer, that is indeed the case from time to time. I'll use the case right now of the Junior Farmer of the Year this year, who is a young lady. It's not often that we get a junior farmer who is a young lady. I think it's happened, this should be about the 3rd time, if I remember the archives correctly, from the ministry. In her case, her work ethic stood out, and the fact that she's 23 years old, but she took on a 10-acre pitahaya farm in La Gracia on her own after her father passed away for COVID.
So there's the resilience aspect as well. Wow.
Not just that, but in terms of character, a 23-year-old young lady who has 2 kids, she's a single mother, wouldn't necessarily turn to farming to say, well, I'll help my mother and we're going to make this work.
Wow.
So, things like that jump out at you with farmers. In the case of Mrs. Chubb again, Mrs. Chubb is a multitasker. She didn't tell you just now, but she's also chair lady of Boston Village.
Is she?
Yes.
Miss Chubb, you're way too humble.
I know, right?
Apart from doing all the farming, I mean, she wakes up at 5 o'clock I told you just now that she's already threatened me that all the work she's missing, I'll have to make up for it at some time. Right now, she should be
Next week, after I agree
He
to
can go with you at the Michael Finnegan Market.
No, in Bomba.
Okay,
I rather
all
I have to
right.
go replanting. I mean, apart from all of that, she's a mother. Her children are going to school. And she is cheerleader of the village on top of all of that. I mean, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
that resilience, that character jumps out at you with farmers who really are serious about what they do.
Yeah,
You can see it in how they do whatever they do in farming, but also in the other aspects of their life.
Ms. Job, what's the greatest challenge in farming right now?
The climates.
Tell me a bit about that.
The climates. For example, right now with this dry weather that we have, majority of our crops, for example, sweet pepper and things, get sunburned because of the climate that we have.
How do you respond to that to ensure your loss is limited? What do you do?
Well, that you have to actually take that loss because you can't do nothing with that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there's
farmers,
just
yeah, farmers just take that loss.
Is there any sort of watering system that you have in place or that you're considering to perhaps put in place?
Maybe maybe next year I will maybe try to invest in getting some material to do our green structure for the covering.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Polk, we know that identifying a farmer of the year, whether it be male or female, junior or senior, comes with the prestige. But is there any other benefit that these selected individuals acquire after getting this prestigious title?
Well, throughout the year, I mean, when you're farmer of the year, yes, there's a prestige that comes along with it, but your participation in projects that the ministry has going, you become sort of like somebody that they look up to. And I'm not talking just about prestige, I'm talking about in terms of your experience and knowledge that you share. You attend a workshop, you're the farmer of the year, the other farmers and the extension officers, because honestly, sometimes the farmers have a lot more experience in terms of the practical aspect of what they do than maybe a few of the younger extension officers. But they can turn to people like Mrs. Chub to, get some experience and so on. And their farms can be used as model farms for other farmers to visit and see what they are doing well that other farmers can emulate. So all of that comes along with it as well. Participation in projects is important. There are some projects that the ministry has going that bring knowledge, that bring technology, that bring aspects of farming that farmers might not necessarily have been involved with initially. So it's important to get involved in these projects. You have to be registered as a farmer first of all. Obviously a farmer of the year will be a registered farmer, but all of that comes as a part of what it is that we do in the ministry when we work along with these people.
Are there monetary prizes as well?
For the farmer of the year,
Yeah.
yes. I think they win something to the tune of about $2,000 cash.
Nice.
Plus, I think they're going to get a calf each, and they're going to get a whole plethora of farm implements and things that they can use at their farm. We're very fortunate to be working along with companies that are in agriculture, like Agrovet Huron and Sons, for example, that generously donates each year, and they donate prizes for the farmer of the year each year for the three of them.
Wow.
Excellent.
So, Ms. Chub, with you being selected as Farmer of the Year, what does that title mean to you?
Well, actually, I feel recognized now for so much years that I am doing this kind of job, and now I could feel that I have been recognized nationwide.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And I imagine it feels even better knowing that you're a female Farmer of the Year too. You know, this wasn't something that was exclusive to only females. You were chosen among all farmers. Does that mean even more to you?
That's what I tell Mr. Pook.
No, you can tell us too. You can brag a bit. But we have to say though, Ms. Poka, congratulations. Sorry, Ms. Chub, congratulations to you. We know that this takes a lot of work. And as Mr. Pook mentioned, you just sitting here on this couch, it's time. It's time and money.
It's my time, exactly.
So we have to say again, thank you so much for stopping by, and we look forward to seeing you over the weekend at the Agriculture Show. Mr. Pook, talk to us again about some of the things that we can expect, and of course, thanking your sponsors.
Yes. Thanking the sponsors is so very important because the show takes so much planning, effort, and support from outside sources to make it work. We start with the planning from August, September of the year prior to the show, and putting the whole thing together, especially with what we want to do to make it something appealing to everybody and more people. So yes, I want to thank the sponsors, particularly our platinum and gold sponsors, Agrovet Huron and Sons, Digi, Bowen & Bowen, the Corozal Free Zone, the Belize Marketing and Development Corporation, UNDP, James Brody and Company, Ayin Half Farms, the Ministry of Tourism and Diaspora Relations, Smart Belize, the MENA Group, the Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing, Cardi, the Caribbean International Brewery, Racino's Imports, Sol Agrochem, Reimers Feed Mill, the Taiwan Embassy. Thank you so very much for your support. Remember, Saturday and Sunday we have dog show. Saturday is the bully breeds. Sunday you have the big breeds, the
That's my
biggest head and
favorite
so
part
on.
of agric, you know.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Then Sunday you have all of the other breeds. You have the most obedience, the one with the best tricks, and different categories.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon we have horse racing for the first time at the Agric Show, starting at 11 with the registration, and then the racing itself in the afternoon. And we have a bartending competition on Saturday as well, and of course the raffle of Sabrina's,
Pickup.
according to her,
Yes.
truck.
And of course, you can't forget the whole heap of entertainment out there on the stages.
Exactly.
As well.
Local artists that are going to come congregate there, and people are going to have fun. We go until about 10 o'clock on Saturday, in the night, and on Sunday we close a bit earlier than that. But the Agric has something for everybody. It's family fun, it's safe. No major crime, no crime at all, as a matter of fact, has occurred at Agric for the past 2 years. Police presence, maximum, cameras all over the place.
All right, Mr. Pook, Ms. Chub, thank you so much for stopping by with us once again, talking to us and getting us excited about Agriculture Show 2024. We'll see you there.
And we'll see Sabrina on her bull there as well.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, we'll take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll be talking to our friends over at Cellular World about the upcoming deals and steals you can get from them, and also at the Agric Show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.